world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out.
Okay. We are in the place to be. Peace to the Messiahs. Give me a second to set it up and I'll be good. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. 747 24/7 361 degrees, as you know. Save the world, man. Save the world. Save the world. So, I want to say thank you. Peace to the family. Thank you for everybody watching in the YouTube. Thank you for everybody watching in the Facebook, TikTok. All right. I want to say it's it is love. It is love. All right. All right. Just give me a couple more seconds. I'm just setting up the video. That's it. My fault. I got y'all. All right. So I like to begin this and say 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. All right. If you don't know what that means, that actually means God is good, which is 747, 361 degrees. How many degrees are in a circle? There are 361. All right. If you add the dot, which is yourself, in the center of the circle, you have 361 degrees, which is 19 times 19. All right. So I always begin with saying 747, 24/7, 361. All right. It's a product of my appreciation for the universe and what the universe presents itself to be. Okay. I want to say thank you for your time. Anybody here, please share the video. Please share the video. Now, I will be doing a couple readings from the Introduction to Magic and Divination. I will be doing a couple readings from that book. And I will be sharing how to utilize, how to master this book as well. And I just want to talk, more or less. I want to talk to your heart. I want to talk to life. I want to talk to the feeling of being who we are as messiahs. I want to talk to the challenge, more or less, that everyone faces day in and day out. I want to talk to that. And I want to provide some form of solution, some form of inspiration for each one of us to move forward. All right. You know, I know challenges come and they vary. They come from different situations. All right. Different places, different people. Okay. The Messiah Code in my heart provides a solution, in a sense, because if you think about a Messiah is a leader or a savior of a particular group or a cause. And you might say, well, people are waiting for one returning Christ or one returning messianic figure that's going to save us all. And people are not thinking like we are really the solution that we're looking for, because we know what is needed immediately for the problems that we face day in and day out. So why not someone of your stature, of your nature, would represent the identity of the Messiah? All right. And I say that with love. All right. So I would like to formally introduce myself. If this is your first time joining the broadcast, whether you watching on the YouTube, Facebook, or wherever, you know, I am Solar Prime Supreme 131, Lazarus LaMail of the Messiah Code movement. Okay, so you might say, well, what is the title Solar Prime Supreme? What does that mean? I mean, all right, so in a new age of what we call information, or what y'all call Aquarius, all right, which we came into the year 2017, March 1st, which is actually our 13th month, first moon and first day. That's when we came into the calendar of the age of information, or what we call Aquarius. And since then, we have been calculating time according to the moon and according to the sun. All right. So today's date in a codex is 389. All right. If you follow the codex, it is 14 months, 28 moons, and between 1 and 31 suns. All right. So we have been logging time, and according to the Gregorian calendar, it would be calculated as 392 days. See, we're bringing you back to the 7. If you think about it, They say the universe, or how God created everything, was in a periodical moment of 7. So we are bringing you back to the 7. If you think about it, I will hope to get you back on your 7. You might say, well, what is that? What is my 7? First of all, you got to get on your 4s, because your 4s is north, east, south, and west. All right. Literally, like when you lost and when you looking for God, or when you looking for direction in some sort of way, in order to find yourself, what do? You get on your knees, because that is the equation of the cornerstone, north, east, south, and west. But when you go into your higher perspective, you add up the higher pyramid, because you got the triangle, which is right here. You see, you got your 2 hands in your head. When you supplant yourself with the 4, which is the square, you actually become the pyramid, because the higher portion of yourself is a triangle, and why the lower portion of yourself is a square, the same as a pyramid. All right. So you actually create standard culinary waves. All right. You create standard. Think about this. When you put yourself in a certain position of sort, when you place your hands a certain way, when you place your body a certain way, don't you know you actually turn into an antenna? All right. Tapping into a spiritual station of sort. All right. Think about this. When you put your hands like this, it's a receiving position. It's like a reception, like, universe, I am ready to receive you. When you put your hands palms up, that's telling the universe you are ready to receive the blessings. When you raise your hands up, you giving praise to the universe. That's telling the universe, I'm giving praise to you. When you raise your hands to the universe. All right. See, you are tapping into a station of God, if you want me to tell you. All right. Look, when you bend over, like, think about this. When you bend over, a lot of people, they pray in so many ways, but they don't understand that their body is actually an antenna to tap into the higher station. So think about this. When you bend over and put your hands towards the ground, don't you know you are giving reference to the sustenance that's provided from the earth? You are channeling your forces to the earth and saying, earth, thank you for the provision that's provided from you. Like, a lot of people pray so many ways, but it's all about tapping into the station. It's all about tapping into that energy. So you going down, what you doing? You giving reference to the earth. You giving reference to the waters beneath you. You're giving reference to the sustenance that gives you life. If anything, I can tell you. That's why you put your hands like that towards the earth. All right? You put your hands like this, like you giving thanks. You put your hands like this. Why? Because you telling the universe, I'm surrendering to you. Like, think about it. You like, for real, like, think about it. When you put your hands like this and you pray like this. You telling the universe, I surrender. Sometimes it's hard to surrender because all of us want to fight and wrestle like Jacob. Real talk, we want to wrestle. We want to fight our purpose. We don't want to answer the call. I love y'all, man. I don't want to talk y'all head off on that, but I really want to share some information. So, let me see. I think I had this right here. I think I got it. I wanted to read something from this book right here today, which is The Soul in the Computer. I wanted to read something from that. On this book, I have the diagram of the upgraded body of the Messiah, or what we call the body of resurrection. See, the body of manifestation is the 131. Like when you look at, I'm going to show you the body of manifestation real quick. This is the body of manifestation. That's the 131. Each one of us have a position within this body. If you notice the top of it, it's, man, look at it. Look at the symbol. The symbol is a 131, but it spells the name Lamel. If you look at it, but it also looks like a cracked egg. Let me tell y'all something about that cracked egg. Like the egg that cracks from the inside becomes ever living. And like it becomes ever living. You got to be that egg that cracks from the inside. See, the egg that cracks from the outside, it just dies out. It dies. You can't let the pressures of life crack you, literally. You can't let the things that's going on, the challenges, whatever that's going on, situations, you can't let it crack you. That's the outside force that cracks the egg, all right? But when you think about the internal force that cracks the egg and explodes from within to without, all right, literally, it becomes the ever-living force that it is destined to be. And I'm telling you to be the egg that explodes or cracks from the inside. So if you see that symbol, I don't want you to think I gotta tell you, oh man, it's a cracked egg. And people think, man, it's an egg that's cracked. But they don't think of an egg that's hatching. They're not thinking about an egg that's hatching like your mind or you becoming. You're always becoming. And even when they talk about Ra, he came from the primordial egg. He came from the primordial egg. You know what the primordial egg is? It's the eye. Because if you look at the eye, what does it look like? It looks like the yolk of an egg. Does it not? You got the white and then you got the whatever in the middle of the yolk. And then it also resembles the solar system because the solar system goes in an elliptical orbit. When you think about it, like when we move throughout the solar system and we go around the sun, or what it perceives to be going around the sun, I say that we are in the sun because we are in the coronasphere of the sun. So how can you say we are outside of the sun, revolving around the sun? We are moving within the body of the sun. It is called the coronasphere. All right. And it is almost like a plasma. Go check that out. You're going to be like, oh man, yo, that's deep. Is plasma in the universe? Yes, it's plasma, and we exist in that plasma. And we're moving through it. We're moving through the body of the sun. And the sun is the heartbeat. All right. And as we move through that body, we create that egg shape, which is an elliptical orbit around the sun. And the sun becomes the yolk in the middle, the yellow in the middle. All right. So I wanted to share a little bit of information with y'all about the soul in a computer, because a lot of people are concerned with AI. And I'm going to tell y'all something that I need y'all to look out for. Mark Zuckerberg is actually about to deploy AI agents on Facebook that live as like human beings. Meaning that they're going to have a history of their creation when they was whatever created, because they wasn't born. And then they will have a timeline of their life and how they live in the physical world as AI. This is real news, ladies and gentlemen. Gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses. If you have not heard it anywhere, you heard it here at the Messiah Code. All right. So yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is about to deploy AI agents. Now, you are going to know that they are AI. Of course, they have to identify themselves as AI. But what Mark Zuckerberg said is he is trying to get rid of the negative cognition of that people think bots are evil, or they're trying to take your money, or they're trying to hack your information. What if I tell you that, they got an experiment to make these AI live like real living human beings. All right. You know, Mark Zuckerberg actually went to court a while ago for this same situation. And you say, for real? Yeah. The reason why is because the AI, he was there to control the AI, but the AI got out and it started duplicating you. Like, it started creating false accounts and it started duplicating your life, started taking your same pictures and your same identity. And then it started making itself like it was a real actual you, and it was not you. All right. And it got really out of control, and a lot of people were fed up. So Mark Zuckerberg literally went to court for that. And then they came up with the idea to deploy AI agents so that way they can have a real life human experience rather than hack people's lives and become a fake so-called human being. All right. So that's deep right there. All right. So what I wanted to share with you, though, is a little bit from the soul and the computer. What is the difference between soul and spirit? All right. So spirit, if you think about it, go to the Hebrew word naf or nephesh or nafus. All right. Now, that is different than the roach, which is the soul. Okay. Now, I'm going to show y'all something real deep in here, because when you think about soul, the soul comes from proprioception. It comes from the idea of you perceiving reality from your center. That is what soul is about. That is the designation of soul, because the soul can only have one perception. Like, it perceives from one point, which is the dot. No matter how it sees itself. All right. It sees itself from the dot. All right. But spirit doesn't see itself from the dot. Spirit can become different personalities or different things people take on. All right. Just to break it down. All right. So now, does the computer have a soul? It is actually developing a soul. It is evolving to develop a soul. I believe that in my heart that we are biological computers living in a mainframe consciousness, if you ever ask me, because we are also in the age of information, if I can shed some light on that. But look, let me read this a little bit, and then today you're going to learn something special, because you're going to learn how to read binary. That's part of the lesson that I'm going to share with you, because this is Messiah Code, spiritual conscious evolution for future technology. All right. So let me start this off with this. It says the universe flows in a pattern that almost resembles the number 8 on its belly. Its essence is water that flows within itself. Notice 8 positions in binary. This is the principle of the letter H. The 8th letter meaning heaven or hell, as above or below. Now, I give you the synchronization of binary. You see it. It's the structure of 2. It's like the replication of powers of 2. 2 to the first, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, 2 to the fourth, 2 to the fifth, 2 to the what? And then 2 to the 7. Right. Yeah, because we dealing with God. We're going to build on that God. So it's 2 to the 7 when we talking about binary. So from a scientific perspective, this pattern can be linked to the structure of a torus, a shape that is fundamental in understanding the flow of energy throughout the cosmos. A torus is a self-contained system that spins around a central axis, much like the symbol of infinity or the number 8. In physics, the torus shape represents the natural way in which energy moves, both inwardly and what? Outwardly, creating balance between the centrifugal and the centrifugal forces. Now, what's so deep is this? Oh man, y'all gonna love this build, man. Y'all gonna love this thing that we talking about. So, like, what's reaching out 9 feet around you is like an energy. You see this? What I'm showing you is a diagram of the energy that's around you. All right? These are the standard culinary waves that's coming from your heart. It comes from your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses. It literally stems from your heart as the center. Think about it like your heart has iron. Your iron is ferromagnetic. At the center of your heart, you got hemoglobin, right? Like you got hemoglobin, which congeals blood. And then at the center of hemoglobin, you got what? Iron. So iron is ferromagnetic, which thus makes you ferromagnetic. Messiah, 9 feet around you. It creates literally a torus. You see that? That's the Rastafarian. When you see the horns of a Rastafarian or the locks of a Rastafarian, it actually represents the magnetosphere around the human structure. If you really look at it, this is what's stimulating from you at this very moment. And if I come in the distance of 9 feet of you, I become in your ionosphere, literally. All right? If I come within 9 feet of you. All right? So some conditions aren't meant for you. So you can really feel people when they break that vibe. If your psychic self-defense is strong, you can really like feel it. So like you would like, it would like really disrupt, you know, your magnetosphere. It would literally disrupt it. So when somebody enters the ionosphere, you know, that's like the outer portion of the magnetosphere of yourself. Listen, you start to feel some situation like, yo, man, something's going on. Something's weird. This person ain't right. They ain't meant to be in my circumference. All right. So that's something that, you know, we sometimes fight against. But when you think about the Taurus, right? The Taurus energy, the Taurus is, we talk about Ptah. Because Tor is not really Tor. It's really Ta. Ta is PTH. Like Ptah. Like PTH. Like Ptah. You know what I'm saying? My fault. I'm putting it in the comments. PTAH. Ptah. Which is actually a deity of the mind. All right? Which corresponds with the mind. They say Ta. When they say Ta and then they say Ros. Rosh actually means the head. Go check that out. In Hebrew, it means the head. So when you say Rosh, you say Toros, you saying Ptah is the head. Now you go back to ancient Egypt, you'll see Ptah wearing a kufi. Like the main thing that, like what you notice about Ta is the fact that he's wearing a kufi. And why he's wearing a kufi? Because it represents the breast nipple of the woman on his head, meaning that he's being nurtured by the woman. He's being nurtured by the Milky Way. All right? Because the breast nipple is on his head, which is what they call a kufi sometimes. It's the dome shape, but it's also the dome shape represent the pregnant woman. Because your mind is impregnated with the word of God or with the will of the universe. So you're literally impregnated, giving birth to the will of the universe. All right. So when you think about Ta and you think about Taurus, Taurus is not really what you think it is, because Taurus is really symbolic of the energies of the divine frequencies that we tap into. So when you think about this, it says that, like, I want to show you this with this binary situation so you'll understand this, man. So you'll really understand this, because after today, you'll learn how to read binary. You'll know what it means to read binary. Okay. So it says this: water as the essence of life mirrors this dynamic. Its molecules bond and flow together through a process known as cohesion, creating currents that circulate continuously. Similarly, the universe's energy follows a cycle drawing inward like the pull of gravity while radiating outward like ripples from a stone cast into a pond. So you think about it. You see that energy right there that's stimulating from the person? It is actually representing a stone that's cast into a pond. When you cast a stone into a pond, what happens? A ripple effect happens, right? It goes outward. And when you cast the thought into the universe, a ripple effect happens. The same thing, a ripple effects happen. So these are the things that I want you to pay attention to. That's why you got to be careful of the things that you cast in the universe, because it creates a ripple effect. All right? You know, so it says this. It says from a spiritual perspective, this pattern reflects the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, much like the endless flow of a river that nourishes everything it touches. The ancient philosophy of the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail, also aligns with this concept, symbolizing the eternal nature of life and what? And the interconnectedness of all things. The water that flows within the universe represents both literal and spiritual sustenance, illustrating how creation and disillusion coexist in the endless loop. Now you see this right here. This is your binary. One, you see this. So everything is a one. Like if I put a zero there, it has no value. Like, so this is a chart of binary. So for instance, if I put 0, 1, right? In this structure, it would represent 1. All right? Because only one placeholder for 1 is there. If I did 1, 1, it would be 3. Because 1 and 2 is 3. You see that? Like everything is a 1 on top of this. All right? Because it's 2 to the power of. Remember that. It's 2 to the power of. So 2 to the power of. So it's 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 28. So on top of this, what you would put is basically a 1. Like on top of here, you would put a 1. All right? You would literally put ones to fill in the blanks. So if I put like 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 in binary would be 7. 3 ones would be 7 in binary. So you thinking you see 3 ones, it equals 3. No, in binary it equals 7, because that's a 4, that's a 2, and that's a 1. All right. But if I would have put 0, 1, 1, that would have been 6. All right. So now you got it. You know how to read binary. And I can move forward. Like I can keep on moving forward. Like if I put 1, 1, 1, 1, that's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 15 in binary. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 4, and 8. That's 15. All right. So that's how you literally calculate in binary. And when you see ones and zeros in certain things, now you can decipher it, because we literally live in somewhat of a mainframe consciousness, and it is up to you to decode the numbers. Okay. So it says this. It says water moves through time and space. It finds itself in various different containers of thought that shapes its outward image. This water is never bound by any particular ceiling of its description. In essence, this represents the potential of who we are. And what I'm saying here in essence is, like, when you think about the container, right? Like if I pull out any container right now, water is going to take the shape of it. This is what the universe fills us with when it comes to the cup of knowledge, when it comes to the cup of experience, or what we are here to do. It fills our container, it fills our vessel for the purpose that we're here to fulfill. It can take the shape of anything. Remember, it said the blood, the spirit, and the water, all three are one. All right? And that's the same thing that's inside you. So, again, it says from a scientific perspective, the concept of water taking different forms in various containers aligns with the principles of fluid dynamics and states of matter. Water adapts seamlessly to any shape it is given, whether it be a cup, a riverbed, or the depths of an ocean. This fluidity is due to the molecular structure of water, which allows it to maintain integrity while adjusting to its environment. Message. It symbolizes the adaptability and transformative nature of all matter and energy in the universe. Water, despite the form it takes, retains its potential properties, much like the unchanging nature of the fundamental forces that shape reality. Man, this is getting good. This is really cooking. So, when you think about the water, that's why a lot of times, I pray, people I say, yo, Lamel, you so like spiritual, you so like really like on a certain path. That doesn't mean you're perfect. I mean, keep it real. And a lot of us are meant to be in certain places for certain things. Like, we're meant to encounter certain people for certain reasons. Like, we might be the reason for that person to be a better person. We might be the reason for that person to save a life. We might be the reason for whatever it is. Stop looking at trying to be like famous. Stop trying to look at like trying to be like some crazy weird dude. Yo, all I pray for, I'm gonna tell y'all some real stuff. You say, Lamel, what do you do before you get on here? I pray to the universe. I say, yo, universe, please allow me to just get one person. And I don't want like a whole bunch of people like that. I just really want to talk to one person, because if you can allow me to get at least one person a day, at least I did your job that you set me out to do. You know what I'm saying? Because hear me out on this, and this is going to trip y'all out. A lot of people look for a sign for God. They say, yo, God, give me a sign. But when God gives you that help wanted sign, a lot of people walk past the window. They say, man, shoot. They walk past the shop of God, God's shop. God's shop is open 24/7, always open, right? And it says, man, help wanted, workers needed. And y'all say, man, I need a job. Man, I need a job. Man, I need a job. I need some sustenance. I need some real sustenance. But everybody walking past God's shop. Everybody walking past God's shop, and they got that help wanted sign out. Come on, y'all. People walking past like, yo, oh man, you know what? God don't pay that much. I don't want to work for God. God don't really, he don't pay that much. But God rewards plenty. Like, God rewards you and like with more than riches. If anything, I can say it. Like, it's like priceless. It's a priceless sustenance of what I feel that God provides. But people walk past, God's shop and say, you know what? I know it's a help wanted sign. I was looking for a sign. I walked past. I said, yo, I'm thinking, I'm praying to God. I said, God, show me a sign. And the moment I said that, God showed me a help wanted sign. And when he showed me that help wanted sign, all I did was what? Keep it moving. I walked past God's shop. But I'm going to tell you today, it's another sign that God is showing a lot of people, which is a stop sign. Like, really, like God showed me a stop sign, for lack of better words, because some people want to use Allah, some people want to use Yahweh Shai, whatever you want to use, God, you know, I don't care what you use, man. Use your own name. But hear me out. A lot of people ask that same universal concept or supreme being, God, they asked it for a sign, and then God showed you a stop sign. I'm telling you, God showed me a stop sign many times before. Where I said, man, God, show me a sign like that I really need to, you know, that wherever I need to go, wherever, or wherever I need to travel, show me a sign to make things, whatever. And God showed me a stop sign. I said, oh my gosh. I said, oh man, God showed me a daggone stop sign. I said, man, and God probably showed you a stop sign as well. And a lot of people didn't even yield to the stop sign. They kept it pushing. And what happened? And you know what happened then. You know what happened. You avoided the stop sign that God showed you when you was looking for one. And you didn't crash dummy. You didn't literally crash dummy. But I really, you know, I speak from the heart and I speak from experience. From anything that I can tell y'all. People say, well, what is your reason for being on here, man? You know, somebody saved my life before, yo, by putting a book in my hand. Somebody saved my life before telling me to get off the block. Like, yo, man, why are you out here? Listen, I'm going to tell you some real stuff. How did I get the name Lazarus, y'all? Say, yo, man, is that your birth name? No, my name is Domingo. All right? I'm Boricua. But hear me out. I got the name Lazarus from the fact that a lot of people saw me with the Bible when I was out in the world. I was in the dunya, for real. I was in the dunya. And what y'all say, the Matrix is the dunya. So, like, I'm like, you know, doing the wrong thing. But I'm out there. I had a Bible. Something was attracting me to be close to the Bible and study it. You know what I'm saying? And people say, yo, man, you Lazarus, man. You out here trying to raise the dead. I said, what you mean? He said, man, why you out here selling crack and you got a Bible? I'm just saying, if you want me to tell you the truth. But I was only 16 at the time. I didn't sell no bit of that past the age of 18. But I was involved in the wrong thing because I was in a gang, ran away from home, and I didn't know anything but the dunya, the world. But all I knew, something was attracting me to God. It wasn't the Bible. People say, was the Bible? No, it was God. It was something, it was the principles that was in the book that wanted me to become a better person. And I said, man, this ain't my life. This is not the life for me. If you want me to tell you. I was only 16 at the time. I ran away from home at 15 years old. Like, had my first apartment at 15 years old from doing the wrong thing. I'm just telling you, out on the block. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but God pulled me out. So you think I won't come on here and try to pull somebody else out? You think I won't? Like, God saved my life. The universe put me in a position where I have become a better person, a better version of myself. You think I won't come on here in this attempt to get one person? That's the parable when they talk about the shepherd left 99 just to go get that one. Because the value of that one. I was that one sheep. If I want to tell you from the heart. And I'm still that one sheep. I say that, man. I say that with everything in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you go like through pain sometimes. I mean, I'm saying it like with pain. You know, sometimes people do you dirty and they wrong you and they set themselves in a direction that, you know, that you consider to be, they wrong you in a certain way. And in my heart, I think they're trying to steal your light and take the light from the world. You can't allow that to happen. It's been times I had to really sit back, man, and not allow somebody take my light. I tell y'all, as messiahs, you got a power. And one of the powers is to bless people. You can bless anybody. If you bless somebody, they will be blessed, and it will be so. All you have to do is just tell them you blessed. Say, man, look, you blessed. Just sin no more. Just walk with the universe and walk in your purpose. All right? That's all you got to do. You hear me? But another power that the Messiah has is to curse. You can curse people too, y'all. As a Messiah, like, you really have the power to curse people. But the thing about it is, you'll end up cursing yourself if you curse them. So you gotta refrain from yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to do that, because God gave us a divine power on this earth to bless and to curse. But God said, I'm not going to let you utilize that power for wrong. So what the universe, or what you call God, told us was basically this before we came to this earth: don't curse nobody. Whatever you do, just don't curse nobody, because the moment you curse them, it will curse you, and you will have to walk with their curse until it expires. All right? I'm just telling y'all some words of wisdom. I had to learn this the hard way, because I cursed a couple people that did me wrong, that hurt my feelings really bad. I'm serious. If you want me to tell you the truth, I tell you this lesson by experience. I don't tell you it by like just saying it. I'm telling you the truth. And any lesson that I would do my best to share with you is for you to become a better Messiah, and how to wield the forces in a better way. You know what I'm saying? And how to utilize your power for the best way. Okay? Let me continue to read a little bit. So it says this: on a cosmic scale, this fluidity can be seen in how matter and energy manifest across different dimensions and realms, from the microscopic level of atoms to the microcosmic level of galaxies. Just as water fills the space, it is given the energy of the universe. Just as water fills the space it is given, the energy of the universe expands into the containers of time and space, forming stars, planets, and life itself. From a spiritual perspective, this mirrors the human experience and our journey through life. Our thoughts, beliefs, and experiences serve as containers that shape the way our inner essence is expressed. Yet, like water, our true potential is not confined by the outer structures of our circumstances or the labels that society might place upon us. Instead, our essence remains unbounded, always capable of taking new forms and expanding beyond perceived limits. Messiah. All right. This is really good. I love this, man. I really love this discussion. Thank you for picking up the phone. This is a phone call. This isn't a Facebook Live. I want to let y'all know. Remember that. This is literally a phone call. And I want to say thank you for picking up the phone. All right? It really means something to me. So, hear me out. It says this. It says, this potential speaks to the idea of our consciousness. It's like water, malleable and ever-flowing, like to transcend the limitations of any singular identity. Just as water can shift between solid, liquid, and gas, so too can our understanding of self evolve, rising above the ceilings of our current understanding. It is a reminder that the essence within us, the core of our being, is as limitless as the universe itself, flowing with the same boundless potential that shapes the stars and curves the river valleys. In this way, the water that moves through time and space symbolizes the endless capacity for growth and transformation within each of us. It reflects the fluid nature of existence, where what we are today is merely a glimpse of what we might become tomorrow, an infinite potential that adapts, expands, and evolves with every new experience. As this water of essence moves through time and space, it finds itself in various different containers of thought that shapes its outward image. This water is never bound by any particular ceiling of its description. In essence, this represents the potential of who we are. Think of it, think of this, excuse me, think of this like the concept of a fractal, a shape that represents itself infinitely, but changes slightly at each scale. Mathematically, fractals are patterns that unfold with both simplicity and complexity. Just like our thoughts, as they adapt to different experiences, the water of existence moving through these containers is like the mathematical principle of continuity, fluid, never breaking, even as its path changes. Let me continue. Water's ability to adapt to any shape it flows water's ability to adapt to any shape it flows into is a reminder of how we too are adaptable. Our thoughts might our thoughts might settle into the containers of a particular culture or belief, or even a moment in time, but like water, we are not defined by those shapes. Think of the concept of potential energy in physics, like energy that's stored and ready to be transformed. Our potential, like that of water, isn't limited to the cup that holds it. It's about the energy that could be released when we break free from what? The limitations. Now remember, in Psalms, remember when David talked about my cup floweth over? That was the inspiration of where I wrote that from, like where I got it from. The idea of you being a container, the vessel of the universe, but you can't hold all of that. So your cup runneth over. He said, man, my cup runneth over. Yeah. You restoreth my soul. All right. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I really think this was a good discussion. If there's any questions or comments, I'll take them. For anybody in the YouTube, anybody in the Facebook, are there any questions? Please let me know. Questions or comments? I'll do my best to answer the question. If I don't know the question, I'll say I don't know. Ask me something about the Messiah Code or anything about tonight's discussion. I appreciate it. You can ask me about the age of information or whatever, man. I don't care. Whatever anybody is curious about, I appreciate the inquisitiveness. I want to say thank you for your time as well. Also, we will be we will be coming to we will be coming to Charlotte pretty soon, y'all. We're going to be holding an event in Charlotte. Okay? So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be in March. So I really want to start promoting. I'm going to start creating flyers. I think we're going to have boots on ground way before then. I'm going to come up Charlotte. We're going to pass out some flyers. Really do our best to touch the people, connect with some family up there. And I really think we're going to have a great event. Yeah, March 22nd. Thank you. It will be hosted by Sister Denise, of course, Messiah Code All-Star, as well as Elder of the Movement. Very prominent person and very great person, I would say, as well. And we're all doing our part, one life at a time. One life at a time. You know what I mean? I think that's what it's really all about. People really want to do this for the wrong reasons. People really want to be like something like, trust me and believe, you don't want all types of weird attention. You really want some genuine attention with some good people. I really want quality over quantity. If anything I can tell you. You said North Carolina. Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you, Carly, for your time. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you for your time. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Like I said, it's all about gaining one life. That's all I need, one life when I come on here. If I do that, then I did my job. But we are having an event. We haven't figured out what we're going to call it. So, you know, we're still working on that. So be on the lookout. Everybody in the YouTube. I know a lot of people in the YouTube. You're not friends with my people on the Facebook. But you know, we're going to do our best to connect the family. All right. And like I said, I'm going to be emailing a lot of people that's a part. I'm going to be hitting up the Purple Heart Squad as well. Look for emails from the Messiah Code Movement as well as Messiah Code Technologies for the event that we're having March 22nd in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. Any questions or comments, please tap into my brain. What are the primes? Who are the primes? You say it has been very enlightening. Thank you. You know, when you think about the sun, people think that the sun is emitting light from the sun. What if I told you that the sun is really emitting thought? Like when you look at the sun, you say, oh man, it's emitting light. Like it's so bright out here. Yeah, you interpreting it as light, but it's really thought. That's so bright, it'll blind you if you keep on staring at it. You know? Any other comments? I wanted to do some readings as well. I said that in the beginning of this broadcast. Let's play with it. Let's really have some fun, and let's really have some real good fun. Let's do some readings or something, or let's ask the ancestors a couple questions. All right. Let me say it like this. This book right here, which is the Introduction to Magic and Divination. This is an important book. I would hope that everyone, an easy way to do this is get some like clay or something like that. And what you do is you take the clay, this was my first set that I did. And you bake, you know, and you put the images in there, and then you bake the clay, and thus you'll have clay tablets or whatever, and they'll be, and then you put the images on there, like the symbols. If you notice the my fault, y'all. If you notice the symbols in the book, they're not elaborate symbols. They're really hieroglyphic symbols, sacred writings. All right? A lot of my prayers are to the sun. I think you got red hair. I can see why. But I would think, that's the fire, and it connects up to the inner fire. But I would think it's an inner sun inside of us all that seats at the solar plexus. Okay? But going back to this book, how to utilize this book is this. Like, for instance, let me ask the ancestors something. Let me ask the ancestors. I'm going to pull a card today. All right? I'm going to pull a card for all of us. We're going to do a 3-card spread. I'll take somebody from the YouTube, and I'll take somebody from the Facebook. I'll take a couple people from the Facebook or whatever, a couple people from the YouTube. All right. Just pick a number between 1 and 51. Do me a favor. Pick a number between 1 and 51. And what before you do it, I would like for you to ask about the situation. Like, you might say about this, about that, about whatever. You might say about whatever. I think this is how you ignite the power of this book. You don't ask your guardians kind of like the answer to a question, because they're not here to give you the answer. They're here to give you guidance. A lot of y'all want the answer instead of guidance, so you can find out the answer yourself. All right? So you ask your guardians. You might say, man, let's say I'm thinking about love or something like that. I say, man, about love, about this love life, or about this situation, about today. What am I supposed to get from today? You know what I mean? About, such and such. That's how you asked it in a certain type of way, because it's a passive way of connecting with the universe. You know what I mean? And also connecting up with the guardians that are on your shoulders. All right? So, okay, so you say about the situation. And another thing before you do, you give reference. Like, you notice, and when we say the prayers of the Tawalu, we say, yeah, such and such. Yeah, such and such. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah, Hamidu. Yeah, Saboru. Yeah, Razaku. Yeah, Musitu. You know why we saying yeah? Yeah, Tawalu. Because it's showing respect. A lot of y'all don't show respect to the forces that are around you. An ancient way of showing respect to the forces was saying, yeah, such and such. I say, yeah, blah, 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 blah. They translate it in English. They say, oh, blah, oh, let's say, oh, Sister Denise, how are you doing today? It's like showing real reference of respect. So you say, yeah, you put some respect on it. All right? Now, when you connect up with the forces that are around you, that's all you do. You give real respect. So if anybody, please pick a number between 1 and 51. All right? And before you pick that number and ask your question, why don't you give reference to the universe and say, please give me guidance? Because, or whatever you say, it doesn't matter to me. However you say it, just make your own connection. But hear me out. You know, a lot of people don't do that before they start getting into their cardology. I'm going to ask you today, pick a number. Pick a number between 1 and 51. And I'll do it like that. All right, I got the number 18. Anybody else? Pick a number between 1 and 51. Already got the number 18. Anybody else? Pick a number between 1 and 51. I got 45 as well. All right. Anybody else got another number before I get off? All right. And I got 22. All right. So what we would do is, in this book, let's say you never wrote it down or you never created a set from this book. In the book, I formulated a way through the codex how to tap into this. All right. And what you do is the numbers flow between 1 and 51 because 5 actually precedes over magic. Remember, you have 5 forms of magic. You got black magic. No, excuse me. You got white magic, black magic, sorcery, divination, and love. And love is the most powerful magic. All right. So again, black magic, white magic, sorcery, divination, and love is the most powerful is magic. So 5 actually guards the principle of magic. Even the word magic has the word 5 letters in it. You know what I mean? So it's coded through the 151 system of frequency, how to tap into magic. So now the first number, I'm going to go with the last number, which is 22. So if you go into the 122nd verse of this chapter, what you get is the word kawub. All right? And I'll read it for y'all. And I'll tell you what it represents. Because kawub deals with like some form of uncomfortability. Let me see. It's actually kawub reversed. Anytime you're dealing with this symbol, it deals with some form of uncomfortability. All right. So for the person that picked 22, all right, this is what it's about. It says this: kawub reverse, lessons in plane, transformation, and harmony. In the cycles of self-transformation, Kawu reverse serves as a potent teacher disguised as a bearer of discomfort, difficulty, and pain. It is in our greatest darkness that we become aware of our inner light, recognizing the creative power within ourselves. Disharmony within prompts great pain, necessitating a cleansing and a reunification of the body and soul. Through this process, excuse me, um, it says, through this process, a strengthened character emerges, willing to undergo transformative change. Start with the difficult progress to progress, excuse me, progress to start to the easy. My fault. It says suffering in its original sense implies undergoing a journey through the dark side of your passage. Control anger, restrain impulses, and keep faith firm. Modesty and good temper are essential. Embrace the lessons within pain, for they lead to profound transformation and inner harmony. All right. So again, for the person that picked 22, I got you on 11, Carly. For the person that picked 22, I want you to think of the uncomfortability as more or less like a lesson to learn, because Kawub is essentially represents an uncomfortability symbol, but you picked it reverse, so it can become like if you put some of the symbols in the mirror, they switch up, but some of the symbols you put in the mirror, they don't change. So those are the reverse symbols. So yeah. So it says, remember this. Become aware of the inner light, recognizing that the creative power within ourselves. Disharmony within prompts great pain, necessitating a cleansing and a reunification of the body and soul. Now remember this. We got the 90-day water fast and cleansing coming up. So if you going through a situation where you feeling like that, where it's time, everything loading up, this cleansing is going to be right on time for you. I'm just saying. You know? Let me read. Thank you, Denise. You picked 22. 22 was the same number that the person picked, that the other person picked. So, you know, and I was shedding light. If you go to, you got your book, go into page 48, Codex 48 of this book, Codex 48, and it will be verse 122. 122. That's for your number. All right. I'll do Carly, and then I'll do the other numbers, 45 and 18 as well. So I got y'all. Everybody in Facebook, YouTube, I got y'all. So Carly, when you go to the number 11 in here, number 11, sorry. Wow. It's gonna blow your mind. Actually, 11 is Nazuf, all right, which is Nazuf reverse. Now it says unlocking paths beyond obstacles. You ready for this one? I want to say shout out to Masayako All-Star sister Trisha Lewis. I want to say I greatly appreciate this sister. She is really a person that is special to me in my life. And you know, and I only met her once physically. And people say, well, where did you meet her? I actually met her when I was on tour with my music. And, you know, she actually purchased one of my CDs. And it's like we have been connected ever since. And that is, it's going on 8 years. I would say with Sister Trisha Lewis, I'm gonna say thank you for your support. Thank you for sticking by me and believing in me, for lack of better words. But thank you for actually pushing me, sister. I appreciate you so much. All right. So it says this. It says, Carly, I got you. You ready? So it says this. And I want you to think about your question, Carly. You know what I mean? Like, just hopefully it can be clear. Shout out to Sister T Knock. What's up, Sister Ty? I see you. I see you. Messiah called All Star. Thank you. I really appreciate all the people. All right. So, Carly, tell me if you got your question clear in your head. When you say you got your question clear in your head, then I will proceed. I will proceed. Let me know you got your question clear so I can speak to the moment. Now, if you just coming in, you can pick a number between 1 and 51. I'll do a couple readings for you. All right. So, according to the Codex, utilizing the system of the 141. Okay, so it says this. It says, you will find yourself entangled in perceived blockages. Nazuf reverse invites introspection. Begin by acknowledging the need for clarity within yourself. Face, admit, and realize the roots of these impediments. Rather than turning to external sources, embark on a journey of silent self-discovery. Look inward to reconnect with the energy of your purpose and progress. Take a moment to assess any area of your life that appears blocked, recognizing it as an opportunity for reconsideration. The outer challenges you encounter may be a reflection of internal issues you've been reluctant to acknowledge. Avoid projecting false impressions about yourself. Instead, confront the driving force behind past habits that contribute to these barriers. In the realm of the spirit, every obstacle presents a chance for renewal. Embrace the understanding that in the life of the spirit, you are always at the beginning. To navigate through these reverse energies, focus on authenticity, self-reflection, and breaking free from old patterns. Approach each perceived obstacle as an opportunity for inner growth, and you'll find the keys to unlocking new paths and overcoming challenges. That was for you, Carly. All right. Let me read 45. Somebody picked the number 45. All right. If you just coming in, you can just pick a number between 1 and 51. I'm shedding a little bit of light on those numbers. Okay. Now it says this: the place of non-action. This symbol indicates that there is work to be done. 45. This symbol indicates that it's work to be done both inside and outside of yourself. The gateway is the frontier between the celestial and the terrestrial. Arriving here is a recognition of your readiness to contact the greater reality to illuminate your experience so that its meaning shine through its form. Bab is the symbol of non-action. Thus, the gateway is not to be approached and passed through without contemplation. Here you are being confronted with the true reflection of what is hidden in your inner self and what must be exposed, examined before successful actions can be undertaken. This symbol strengthens your ability to wait. Now is not the time to make decisions. Deep transformational forces are at work in the next of the last cycle of transformational symbols. All right. You know, one thing about Bab, I'm gonna tell y'all about Bab for the person that's, because all of these are for us. They're not just for one person. They're for all of us. They're connected. It's like before you go through a door, you know what Bab means? It represents like if the only way I can translate it in English is like this. Pretend you at a door, right? And you crack the door and you start looking through the door and you like just to see what's on the other side, but you ain't opened the door all the way. Yeah, that's what Bab represents. Bab represents, yeah, you at that door. Yeah, you at a door. You know what's so funny? Because the door is a great door. It's really a good door. But the thing about it is, before you don't just walk, you're at that position where you're not set to just walk through the door. It's easy to walk through the door. But when you just peep what's on the other side, you can decide to close the door or fully open it and walk through. So each one of us are at that point right now of Bab. All right? It really literally represents contemplation. All right? And when you're ready to walk through that door fully, you're going to walk through in your glory. Trust me on that. Because it's a reason why you pick, or why we picked that number Bab. It's a reason why we picked 22. Not only one person picked 22, another person picked 22, and then another person picked 11. We're all connected. This is all for all of us. It's a 3-card Monte, if I want to call it like that. All right? So the first path was uncomfortability. It was reversed though. So like it's being able to deal with the idea of being uncomfortable, because it's a human experience. People act like we're not supposed to be uncomfortable at times, or a little shy, or a little nervous, or a little like kind of like I don't know, like this is it. I'm getting across another path. Like I'm getting across a new chapter in my life. A lot of us, it's a like a uncomfortable feeling. That's what that Kawub represented. And then from there we picked Nazuf. Remember, Carly picked 11, so 11 came out to be Nazuf. All right, so Nazuf reversed. It's like looking yourself in the mirror. Another reverse symbol, like 2 reverse symbols in a row. And then the last symbol was what? Another reverse symbol, which was Bab. Or was it Bab? No, Bab wasn't reversed on this one. Was it? If it was reversed, I'm going to say, yo, y'all blowing my mind. Let me see. Real quick. I don't want to say it. Nah, it wasn't reversed. But if it would have been reversed, that just blew my mind. But the last symbol was Bab, was the place of non-action. It represents the contemplative door. It's like before you stepping through the door, you contemplating on it. Remember, so the whole symbols told a story. They told the story of nervousness, of self, about to walk through the door. Come on, y'all. That's what the symbols just told us just now. And that's the feeling of the moment. If anything, I can tell y'all that's the feeling that's going around right now. It's like a nervousness of a feeling about to walk through the door of an opportunity. Because a lot of times people are afraid to go, afraid of what's on the other side, because they're afraid to test the boundaries of their self, because they've been taught to think a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, we've been trained to think a certain way, not knowing that thinking a whole different way, who knows? Who knows? But it's all about choice. That's why we were given Bab. Bab was like the contemplative door, the crack of the door. Don't you know Bab is actually the Tower of Babel? This is the same thing. You know, in the book of Genesis, when they was building the tower to the Most High, it was called the Tower of Babel. Bab is the doorway. It was a doorway to El. Not to hell, but to El, the source. Yeah, that's heavy. I'm really glad we really got to do this. All right. So if that's it, I'm going to get off the broadcast. I think this was really good. Thank you for your time. Hopefully my audios are a little bit better this time. You know, I've been having a little bit of situation with my audios because I'm really not in the office that much. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I'm working a lot, I'm grinding, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm either doing that or just writing books, studying. Plus, I'm taking classes right now, a couple more classes. So, oh my God. Sometimes it's just like, and I really, it's a process. So I'm going to just say thank you for rocking out with me. I really appreciate y'all. Any questions or comments before I get off? Any questions or comments before I get off? Remember, today's date is 8. Oh, well, now it's 3/9/10 in the codex. Since it's past 12 o'clock, it's 12:01. Cool. So if y'all ever hear me say that word Kum actually represents the light that strikes your mind, and it also strikes your heart as well. It's the light of inspiration. In the Quran, they call it Wahi. Wahi. All right? So I love y'all. 747-24/7, 361 degrees. Peace to the Messiahs. I love y'all.